What are the odds of Farrah Fawcett and the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, dying on the same day?
You'll have to forgive me, I'm a little out of tune with the lives and respective fame surrounding Farrah Fawcett and Michael Jackson. But I mean, everyone knows Michael Jackson, and everyone knows who Farrah Fawcett is, you know. Whether you watch the original Charlie's Angels or not, or whether you've seen her world-famous poster or not, Farrah Fawcett still had a major positive impact on this world, and it was a real shame to see her go, succumb to her battle with cancer. And it's just, it is really sad to see that something like cancer has claimed yet another impacting life on this world, and that's really sad to see. And I think we'll all remember what we were doing when Michael Jackson died, and it sounds stupid. Well, and then again, it may not sound stupid, but it may sound a little silly, but I mean, I know I'm always going to remember where I was when Michael Jackson died. I was out with some friends hanging out at one of the local parks, and I found out Michael Jackson died. And I remember I was right next to a tree, and I just had to lean back and settle on the tree to steady myself, because I couldn't hardly believe it. And I wasn't a big, huge, major follower of him. I grew up right around the time where he was going through all those trials to find out whether or not he was a molester of children, and even though he was found not guilty, you know, there was still this air of mystery around the guy. I didn't know his history with the Jackson 5 and, you know, his whole career leading up to that. But, you know, I knew Thriller. I knew a bunch of his other major hit songs. I mean, who didn't?
At first, when I heard it, I didn't believe it. I got a call from one of my friends while I was just walking down the street, and she said that he died. And I didn't believe it. I went home and turned on the TV, and sure enough, he had. And I don't think many people believed it, because, you know, I'm 14. I didn't have any connection with him whatsoever. I didn't know much about him. But I think the older people did, and I think that he made a big impact on, you know, the music world. You know, he was the king of pop. He was the one to beat that no one really could beat, because he was, you know, the music that he made was really, really amazing, and it was really good. And, you know, further down in his life, of course, a couple years ago, he's had his share of problems, and I think that everyone knows what happened. But I think at this time, everyone is just sort of shocked, and they just sort of can't believe it. I think death is just so abrupt, and you don't know when it's coming, especially with things like this. You know, he had no prior, you know, medical issues to this extent, and then all of a sudden you find out he's not breathing. You know, I read the paramedic things that they were showing on the computer, and it was sad. It really is. And I just want to say my prayers are with his family and his friends, and I hope that they can find peace in a sad time like this.
And I do honestly believe that, you know, King of Pop was probably the best title for him. You know, he completely changed the music industry with his art, and there's never going to be another Michael Jackson. And he was just one of those, you know, iconic figures that you always figured would be around as long as you were around. You know, as long as you were alive, there was always going to be a Michael Jackson, and you were always going to hear about a Michael Jackson, and you were always going to listen to Michael Jackson's music. You know, I'm sure back when, you know, when the Beatles came here, I'm sure that's what people thought about, you know, people like John Lennon, people like that. And, you know, it's honestly, the whole affair is really, it's just really, really sad. And, you know, I know where they are right now. Farrah Fawcett and Michael Jackson, you will be missed. Thank you for all of the contributions that you have made to our world and our culture.
I think it's really sad that that has to happen. I myself wasn't, you know, any amazing, huge fan, but I did really listen to his music, and I really did find a liking to his music. And I think a lot of people really couldn't believe that he died. You know, with all this happening, all this stuff happening in the news, he was just about to come out with another tour. He was just about to make his comeback.
Now, we saw Farrah Fawcett coming. I mean, she's had cancer for years, and she's been battling hard, and we pretty much knew that was going to happen pretty soon. But that doesn't take away the importance of the death. She still died. Just because we knew, it doesn't matter. She is she still died. And Michael Jackson, the king of pop, the guy who pretty much revolutionized the music, the guy who everyone in America knows about from ages 9 to 97, everyone knows about him. There's not one person, I don't think, in my mind, who doesn't know of Michael Jackson. And whether it's good or bad that they know about him, it's still shocking that he has died, especially on the same day as Farrah Fawcett.
And when something like this happens, you really just can't help but you don't really know what to do. It's just you're sort of like looking around, wondering what to say and what to do. I myself just say sorry to his family and his friends, and I hope that they can get through this. It's just a really sad time, and